Here's your news for March 24th, 2020. We're kicking off today with news from Monday Night Raw, as AJ Styles added a stipulation to his Wrestlemania match against The Undertaker. After insulting the dead man's new look and the recent Tiger PSA that he filmed with his wife Michelle McCool, Styles claimed that the Wrestlemania contest is now a boneyard match, though it's unclear what the rules are. In his promo, Styles implied that he was going to bury the Phenom at WrestleMania, meaning it could be similar to a Buried Alive match, and hopefully fans will get more answers before these two collide at WrestleMania 36 next month. Speaking of the dead man, The Undertaker has shown a lot more of his real-life side recently, including referencing his wife and having a new look unlike his usual attire. On the most recent episode of The Jerry Lawler Show, the WWE Hall of Famer spoke about this angle and questioned whether Styles had crossed a line in his promos. He said, "When you talk about somebody's wife in your personal life and throw in your thoughts about why The Undertaker, saying that the only reason The Undertaker continues to wrestle is that his wife spends so much money that he has to go out and support her spending habits? I mean, that's crossing the line." This angle between the Phenom and the Phenomenal One has certainly gotten interesting as of late, and we can't help but wonder what Styles will say next to get into the head of his Mania opponent. From one WrestleMania match to another now, as at this year's show, Bray Wyatt will hope to avenge his 2014 loss to John Cena when they meet again. On Twitter, Brad Shepard claimed that the match will be uniquely filmed, claiming that Wyatt and Cena will receive a, quote, full-blown movie treatment, and compared it to the House of Horrors match that happened in 2017. As reports are that WrestleMania will be pre-taped this week, this schedule does mean that the WWE has plenty of time to add some movie magic to the show rather than it taking place live without time to edit. It's clear that WrestleMania 36 is shaping up to be an interesting show, and whether it's for good reasons or bad, this is an event that fans will remember for years. We are looking at the WWE Network now, as while the streaming service helps provide countless hours of content for fans, this isn't the case for those fans in Saudi Arabia. Recently, one fan from the kingdom tweeted the WWE Network's support team, claiming that old episodes of Raw were being locked out despite the fan having a subscription. In the response, the support team explained why, saying that the network won't be available in Saudi Arabia until further notice. While WWE has a lucrative deal with the Middle Eastern nation, the deal has come under fire in recent months after the company had reportedly not been paid for several shows. This may be a factor in why the network was taken down in Saudi Arabia, but for now, fans over there will have to find other ways to watch classic and current WWE content. Speaking of the network, while fans in Saudi Arabia may not be able to view content, the WWE recently opened up a ton of their programming for free to entice new subscribers. With WrestleMania not long away now, the company is going all out in trying to get people to part with their $9.99 a month, and are currently giving away every WrestleMania in their entirety for free. As well as this, the network is also giving away recent episodes of Raw and SmackDown, as well as every episode of WWE Untold, their recent FCW documentary, and much more content. Given what's happening in the world, the fact that many children are off school now may have helped influence the WWE's decision to give away content. And whether it be an act of charity or just a marketing ploy, this is certainly good news for fans who haven't signed up for the network just yet. Back to Raw now, and on this week's show, Randy Orton appeared to respond to the comments made by Edge last week. Taking issue with comments calling him an entitled brat, Orton admitted that his last name helped him get into WWE, but that it was his hard work and drive that made him a multiple-time world champion. Speaking directly to Edge, the Viper accepted the Canadians' WrestleMania challenge, as the pair will meet at the biggest show of the year in a last man standing match. Ending his promo, Orton threatened to write the last chapter in Edge's storied career, and time will tell who will be the last man standing at WrestleMania. Staying on Raw now, and this week's show saw Angel Garza and Andrade face Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, but in a match with four highly talented stars, it was the referee who stole the show. When Andrade made the pin this week, the ref counted to 3, but added a 4th count for good measure, seemingly to make sure that Cedric wasn't kicking out. Though it was just a small botch, it made a big difference to the final moments of the match, and was a botch fans quickly noticed and called out on Twitter. Given how hard everyone in WWE is working right now amid what's happening in the world, it's not surprising that small errors like these are happening. During the latest Wrestling Observer Live, Bryan Alvarez spoke about how hard everyone is working at the moment, stating, "I've heard some very late nights of taping. We unfortunately don't know just how long this situation will last, so it's good to see the superstars working hard, but they should also make sure they take a break to refresh and recharge and avoid making any mistakes that could injure themselves or opponents in the ring." We're looking ahead to Wrestlemania now, as while Drew McIntyre aims to topple WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble winner has had plenty of good things to say about his opponent. Speaking to TalkSport, McIntyre addressed the WrestleMania 32 situation where Lesnar and Dean Ambrose had a stinker of a match, and said that this wasn't the case this time. He said, "He's the man. I don't know what happened with Ambrose and their situation. He's somebody that I'm friends with and I had so many great matches with, so I don't know what happened there. But in my experience, Brock has gone above and beyond to ensure I look as good as I can possibly look." It's no secret that McIntyre has seemingly had Lesnar's number ahead of the WrestleMania match, as he's welcomed the mayor of Suplex City to Claymore Country multiple times, and fans should expect a hard-hitting contest when they meet at WrestleMania. Though McIntyre has had plenty of praise for the Beast, this isn't the same the other way, as Paul Heyman made his thoughts clear on Raw. Appearing alongside our WWE Champion, Heyman said that McIntyre will be douched out at WrestleMania by his client. A quick search on Urban Dictionary described douched as any ground-based vehicle that has crashed or is in the process of crashing. There are, of course, some other less PG definitions, but we doubt that Heyman meant any of those in building to this huge championship match. Speaking of this week's Raw, the show once again took place in an empty arena, but the show looked much different from last week. While the company has kept filming on the hardcam in previous weeks, exposing the empty seats, this week's show had a lot more dynamic angles, with some comparing it to AEW's recent filming strategy, as they too deal with empty arenas. After Bryan Alvarez tweeted about WWE moving the hardcam, AEW president Tony Khan replied with a gif of Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn from the 2002 Spider-Man, claiming, "I'm somewhat of a scientist myself." This web-slinging meme seems to imply that Khan believes WWE is copying AEW's strategy, and whether this is true or not, this week's edition of Raw certainly looked more interesting than the past few. We've got some sad news to report now, as WWE Hall of Famer Coco Beware is in need of a knee replacement. Given that there is no pension in wrestling, many legends like Coco are unable to pay for major surgery, and now the Birdman has taken to GoFundMe to ask for help from fans. In his video, Coco notes that he doesn't have health insurance, meaning he will have to pay 100% of the bill, and hopefully the Birdman will be able to make the money so he can afford this very much needed surgery. From one legend of WWE to a relatively fresh face now, as Lio Rush is trying to give back during these worrying times. On social media, the former Cruiserweight champion revealed his plan to host 3 streams per day from March 30th through April 6th, which will host a series of wrestling personalities from the independent scene. There, fans will be encouraged to donate what they can to help these stars out, as many are unable to work due to several events around the world being cancelled. It's a truly kind act from Rush, who is not expected to be on the WrestleMania card, but at least the man of the hour can do some real good during Mania week. While Rush may not be on the WrestleMania card, the company has confirmed 2 huge matches that have been added to this year's unique show. On the card, the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, will defend their titles against Andrade and Angel Garza, while Aleister Black will face Bobby Lashley. With these matches, the Mania card is now 12 matches long, so it's probably for the best in following national guidelines that the company has split their biggest show of the year into a 2-day event. Speaking of Mania, we're looking at last week's SmackDown, where Paige announced that Bayley will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship at the Show of Shows in a 6-pack challenge. On the Blue brand, Paige said that the former Hugger will face Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Dana Brooke, but now Brooke has been removed from the contest. It's unclear why the fitness enthusiast has been pulled from the match, but all we know for sure now is that the contest will be a 5-woman match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. From SmackDown's women's division to Raw's women's division now, as Asuka is not only part of the longest reigning women's tag team champions ever, but has recently served on Raw's commentary team. After a highly entertaining segment where the Empress commented on the recent Rey Mysterio-Andrade match, Jerry Lawler explained why Asuka had been added to the desk, saying, "They put Asuka out there to help with the commentary and try to help make some noise and keep things as loud as possible during the match where it wouldn't be silence, so that helped a lot. It's a tough go and I felt sorry for Rey and Andrade and Zelina, but they still did great." Though most fans can't tell what she's saying, Asuka certainly provided a lot of volume while commentating, as the wrestler/hair salon owner/Xbox magazine journalist/Nintendo DS graphic designer has added another accolade to her resume. And finally today, we're ending with news from Eric Rowan, as for months, the former Bludgeon brother carried a mysterious cage to the ring. After plenty of speculation on what Rowan was carrying, it was eventually revealed to be a huge spider, which was promptly destroyed the following week by Drew McIntyre. Since then, fans have seen little of the former SmackDown and NXT Tag Team Champion, and according to Dave Meltzer, the reason behind that is Vince McMahon. He said, "Whatever it was, Vince decreed the end of it last week, so this was the finish of that. It was stupid, might as well get it out." It's certainly interesting that McMahon would so quickly cancel the gimmick that took up months of programming, and hopefully something else will come up for Rowan soon. Given that his former tag team partner Luke Harper is doing big things in AEW, we can't help but think that Rowan may want to join him soon, unless he gets an angle that the company sticks to in the near future.